I don't know what to expect as far as his eyes. I haven't seen him in the sparring session. I haven't seen him in anything in the gym. I seen him in the gym. I know he's been training, but I haven't seen him, so I can't say like his eyes and reflexes. I can't say what they're gonna look like, but I know his mentality is, you know, I got work to do. So fuck y'all. I mean, when Tim Tszyu said, "Well, you didn't even want to shake my hand," you know, I don't gotta shake your hand. We get ready to fight.
Yeah. What do you think about this fight stylistically? Do you edge anybody? And if not,
Errol Spence gonna do the four corners with him. Man, Errol Spence gonna beat his ass.
Former world champion Jarrett Hurd praised Spence for returning directly to a high-level fight instead of taking a tune-up bout. He said he respects fighters who challenge themselves against elite competition and dismissed concerns about ring rust, arguing that it is largely a mental obstacle rather than a physical one.
Yeah, another big comeback. My man EJ, Errol Spence Jr. coming back to fight Tim Tszyu, man.
Now that's the one we want to see come back, because one thing I love about Errol, man, shout out to Errol, because no matter what, whenever he come back, he ain't taking nothing easy.
Right.
He said, I don't take no tune-ups, and which is actually smart, because no matter how this fight turn out, he's a headline pay-per-view main event name.
Yeah.
The same thing Cam Bosa's doing. Even though he came back after the loss with Devin Haney, he'll fight a name after name after name, because it never brings his value down.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? So it's a good thing that Errol Spence doing, you know what I'm saying? I mean, hope he's gonna be not no too much ring rush, and you know, he ain't got nothing to prove, man. Go in there and just win the fight. That's what you gotta do.
And it's funny you say that about ring rust. I thought the same thing. Now he changed my mind a little bit when he said, you know what, if I look good in practice, in training and sparring, why wouldn't I look good in the ring? So this ring rust is just a mental thing. So I mean, I can see that, you know. But so you got him winning that one?
I got him winning that one for sure.
Former world champion Jarrett Hurd praised Errol Spence Jr. for jumping straight back into a major fight instead of choosing an easy tune-up opponent. Hurd said he has great respect for fighters who are willing to test themselves against top-level competition, and he brushed aside concerns about ring rust, explaining that it is often more of a mental challenge than a physical problem.
I think it's a perfect matchup. Perfect matchup because both of them have been through their fair share of, you know what I mean, wars and things like that. Errol Spence with the accident, Errol Spence with the Bud Crawford fight. But I feel like he took enough time off where he could get healthy and get in his bag. You know what I mean? And I think before anything, the attitude matters. Your mindset matters. And the attitude and mindset that he's in right now, I love it. I love that mindset.
Boxing analyst Greg Hackett believes Errol Spence Jr. is heading into the fight with the right mentality despite being out of action for nearly 3 years. He praised Spence for staying focused and serious throughout training camp, pointing out that the former champion is treating this matchup like important business instead of a friendly competition. According to Hackett, Spence's attitude shows that he is fully determined to prove he still deserves a place among boxing's elite fighters.
He's not with Derrick James no more, he's with Ronnie Shields.
Yeah.
And as a trainer, what would you be trying to add? What would be your focus, your goal heading into that fight?
Same mentality, but I think I think we're gonna see Earl work behind his jab a little bit more with the movement. I think what we're gonna do is we're gonna see Earl working, but more movement. Not movement like a boxer, but just he's still being a predator, but he's just making sure he moves side to side, or move his head, or take a step back with his hands up. You know, just to give you the space enough for you to do what you gotta do, but not do any damage to him, and then enough space for him to be able to get right back to you. I don't think it's a big difference between Derrick James and Ronnie Shields. I think that just the tempos are a little different.
Hackett also called this one of the most evenly matched fights in the division, pointing out that both Spence and Tszyu have battled through major challenges during their careers. In his view, the fight is not simply about who is tougher, but who can stay calm and make better decisions when the pressure rises. Instead of expecting either man to overpower the other, Hackett believes boxing intelligence and the ability to adjust during the fight will ultimately decide the winner.
Tim got to come out and be aggressive with a jab and not getting caught caught up in little arguments where they going back and forth with each other. You know, if they sitting there trading back and forth, they either one of them got a shot. But whoever's being a little bit smarter than the other, I think has a chance. I think that's how this fight goes. I don't think Errol Spence just going there and just bully Tim Tszyu. But I think it'll be spots where he could play bully. I don't think Tim Tszyu could go in there and just do what he went to Errol, but it's going to be spots he can get off. You know, whoever's the smarter fighter wins this fight.
Speaking about whether Spence should have taken a tune-up fight first, Hackett said the answer will depend completely on how he performs against Tszyu. If Spence delivers an impressive and convincing victory, it could instantly put him back among the serious contenders at 154 pounds and open the door to major fights against top names like Jermell Charlo or Sebastian Fundora.
World level, or do you just jump in there with Charlo, jump in there with Sebastian Fundora?
I mean, depending on how Earl do, I think that determines how they move. You know what I mean? Simple as that. If you go in there and wipe something out, all right, we're going to throw you a bone. Go in there and you struggle a little bit, but you win, all right, we're going to throw you something that's tough, but, you know, worth the money. You go in there and be horrible, might be the last time you hear from us. Might not say nothing to you.
Trainer Derek James recently shared his thoughts on the upcoming Spence Tszyu fight, admitting that he has not paid close attention to the matchup because his main focus has been on his own training camp. Still, James offered a quick tactical breakdown, explaining that anyone facing an aggressive pressure fighter like Tszyu needs to use smart movement, sharp footwork, and disciplined boxing to stay out of long exchanges where Tszyu can use his strength and physical approach to take control.
Hey man, no thoughts about it. I don't know anything about it. I'm not even thinking about it. I mean, I really, it's just like another fight. I'm not keeping up with it. He's just gonna do what he do. You know, hopefully he's successful at what he's doing. But you know, other than that, man,
you think Tim Tszyu has a favor because of the 3-year layoff from the Errol Spence had? Maybe?
I don't really know. I mean, I don't really know. I think Errol's gonna do whatever he's gonna do, but I think that, you know, Tim Tszyu's a very tough fighter, and you gotta be able to use your feet, and you gotta be able to box him, because if not, he's gonna try to bang you out. So, you know, you just gotta be prepared for that.
In a detailed interview, boxing commentator Bernie Thay Boxer predicted that Errol Spence Jr. could return with a more technical style than fans are used to seeing. He explained that, like many legendary fighters who change their approach later in their careers, Spence may focus more on his jab, footwork, and boxing intelligence instead of constantly fighting at a high-pressure pace. Bernie believes these changes could bring out the best in Spence and help him remain highly effective as he begins the next stage of his career.
What do you think about this fight stylistically? Do you edge anybody? And if not,
Errol Spence gonna do the 4 corners with him. Man, Errol Spence gonna beat his ass. Errol Spence gonna mow him down, man. Like I said, you know, that rest hit him a lot. You know, he probably had a lot of personal problems. Fighters go through things. He been on the road since 2012. So that was 2023. He did like 12 years straight. He been on pay-per-views. He been fighting all these good fighters back to back. You know, he taking care of the family. He living his life. You know, he needed that break. Now he didn't, you know what I'm saying? He came to peace with everything, and he a champion. That's why he coming back. He a winner. He can't go out like that. He's a winner. And I'm expecting him to mow this guy down. He got more in his toolbox. He got more than he showed, but sometimes he didn't have to pull it out.
Bernie also spoke positively about Errol Spence Jr.'s decision to team up with veteran trainer Ronnie Shields. He described Shields as one of the most respected coaches in boxing and believes this new partnership could bring fresh ideas and important technical improvements to Spence's game. In Bernie's view, working with Shields may be exactly what Spence needs as he looks to sharpen his skills and make a strong return to the ring.
would you say it's similar because Gotti went with Buddy and now Spence is with Ronnie Shields? Do you think that we're going to be able to see those toolbox get elevated a little bit because of those kind of changes?
Could be, but I'm just saying within themselves. Once you know who you are and you got your feet up under you, then you can perform. You can do, you know, he got his mind right. And he's not coming back. You see him looking great shape. I don't know when the fight is, but he's in great shape already, you know. Got a good training partner down there with Brian Norman. Great trainer like Ronnie Shields, you know, so, and Ronnie Shields go all the way back. World title challenger, work with all the greats, you know, a lot of the greats, modern greats. And so, you know, I think he's a grandfather figure. he's a legend in his own right. And Spence is a country boy, got a lot of, he's a good person. So I think they're going to work well.
Bernie also praised Errol Spence Jr. for choosing to work with experienced trainer Ronnie Shields. He views Shields as a highly respected figure in the boxing world and believes his knowledge could add new strategies and improve key areas of Spence's style. According to Bernie, this fresh partnership could be a major boost for Spence as he works to fine-tune his skills and return to the ring at his best.
I know that when it comes to your fighters, they always have an amazing, strong, powerful, intelligent jab, and people praise Errol with his jab throughout the years. Do you think that's like a match made in heaven with the Ronnie Shields signature with, Errol?
Oh, absolutely. I think that's one of the things that probably, grab the attention of him.
Addressing concerns about Spence moving up to 154 pounds, Shields said the issue has been exaggerated. He explained that many top fighters naturally walk around much heavier than their official fighting weight between bouts, so the move may not be as difficult as some fans expect. In his opinion, Spence's success in the higher weight class will depend more on his boxing skills, preparation, and ability to execute the game plan than the number on the scale.
You worked with all different type of Hall of Fame fighters in different points of their careers, and I know that the big question is, with the layoff and obviously coming off the loss with Crawford, the transition and coming into a new weight class, I even heard potentially even higher than 154 for this fight, is going to be a big challenge with a guy like Tim Tszyu. So can you talk to me where to assess and why that people who question that it would be kind of mistaken when it comes to fight night?
Shields also praised Spence's mentality, saying the former unified champion looks refreshed, motivated, and truly happy to be back in the gym. He believes Spence has entered training camp with fresh energy and a strong desire to compete again. According to Shields, Spence is mentally focused and in the right frame of mind to make a successful comeback after spending such a long time away from the ring.
Here's the thing, as far as weight is concerned, when you sign a contract for whatever weight is going to fight at, look, these are fighters. They walk around 15, 20 pounds heavier when they fight anyway. So it's not like he's new to, they say, oh, he's new to the division. No, he's not. He's been there. He's been there, he's done that. When you've been in the ring, they get up to 168 pounds or so at some point. In a lot of fights. So it's not like his body is going to be used to beating at 160 pounds. So what? It doesn't matter. What matters is that he has the skills to handle who is in front of him.
Former longtime trainer Derek James avoided making any predictions about Errol Spence Jr.'s upcoming fight, explaining that he no longer has direct knowledge of Spence's training camp or current preparation since he is no longer part of the former champion's corner. James said it would not be fair for him to guess how Spence might perform without knowing exactly what has been happening behind the scenes.
Well, yes, I see him excited to come to the gym and wanna, he wants to train. He wants this so bad. And that's the thing that, with fighters, man, if they look down or whatever and don't want to come to the gym, then I know their mind is not on it. But that's not the case with him right now. Yeah. He's excited. I think he's rejuvenated to the point to where, this is, it's like it's new all over again. Yeah. And this is what makes the good fighters. Yeah. When you want to do this, when you know how to do it, but you want guidance to do it. And I think that's where he's at right now.
When asked if Spence's long time away from boxing surprised him, James said he understood why the former champion may have needed an extended break. He explained that personal priorities and family responsibilities likely influenced Spence's decision, especially the desire to spend more time with his young children and be present for important family moments. According to James, that choice is completely understandable after spending so many years competing at the highest level of boxing.
There's also going to be a big fight coming down in Australia. Errol Spence Jr., your former fighter, is returning after 3 years. What do you think is going to happen in that fight?
Well, I always like to stay out of that if it's not my fight or whatever. So I won't ever give a prediction because it's not. I don't know how he trained. I don't know what he's doing. don't know what the preparation was like. So I never really get into that. So I'll just say that, I wish him the best, and I hope it's really more than that. I hope it's a really good fight. I hope it's a very competitive fight.
When boxing trainer Greg Hackett defended longtime coach Derek James after public criticism from former fighters Errol Spence Jr. and Jermell Charlo. Hackett believes much of the criticism aimed at James has been unfair and said there is a growing habit in boxing of fighters blaming their trainers when things do not go as planned. In his view, fighters must also accept responsibility for their own performances instead of placing all the blame on the coach.
Are you surprised that he came back? It's only almost 3 years.
No, I think that, sometimes it's always about the right time. Maybe he had some things going on that kept him out of it. He's doing some family stuff or something. I heard somebody said he said. So I think he's dealing with that. That's a big deal. You want to be there for your kids, especially at this they're very young. So, you want to be there for them.
Hackett also criticized the growing number of distractions around today's fighters, saying that bringing unnecessary people, pets, and large entourages into the gym can hurt the serious atmosphere needed for top-level training. He believes elite fighters need a focused and disciplined environment where the main priority is improving, preparing, and getting ready to perform at their best.
Errol Spence was injured during camp. So Errol Spence saying that I didn't get no sparring and Derek ain't try to find me no sparring, how and why? How was he gonna get you sparring and why was he gonna get you sparring when you, the whole time, you got a rib injury that you tried to hide, and you just wasn't feeling good. You know what I mean? Now, whatever they got going on personally, that's between them. But I feel like it was almost corny to say that Derek James wasn't doing his job when I'm dealing with a horse that's missing a whole leg. You know what I'm saying? So it's like, what was I supposed to do? You know what I'm saying? You fighting one of the baddest motherfuckers in the world, and you ain't right enough to get this sparring. So what was the point of saying that? You know what I'm saying? So that was the only part. And the only reason I feel that way about it is because I'm a coach myself, and I understand what coaches go through with fighters. Derek James admitted that, yeah, I had other guys in camp, but they all had different training sessions throughout the day. I didn't train nobody at the same time. Guys would stick around for each other, sparring and stuff like that, but I wasn't training everybody at the same time. So he was getting attention, but the reason we couldn't train how we trained because he also injured. So at the same time, we want to get sharp and we want to step on the gas. We also got to hold back because he injured. We don't want him to be more injured by the time we get to the fight.
Ultimately, Hackett believes personal accountability is becoming rare in modern boxing. He said that after a loss, many fighters are too quick to point fingers at their trainers instead of taking a serious look at their own discipline, preparation, and physical condition. In Hackett's view, Derek James deserves credit and respect for everything he has achieved as a trainer. And he believes the sport would be better if fighters return to the old school values of discipline, structure, and strong trust between a boxer and coach.
That Jermell Charlo said, he was like, yeah, Derek James, man, he went his way. And you work for the fighter. And, he ain't even want our dogs in the gym. We brought our dogs. That's because this not no fucking dog park. You know what I'm saying? We in the gym. You know what I'm saying? This not a dog park. That's one. Two, I need you focused. If the dogs start tripping while we in the gym, you gonna be worrying about this fucking dog. You know what I'm saying? And the only reason you got the motherfucking dog with you is because you overpaid for the little motherfucker. You know what I'm saying? That's one of them little corny ass $10,000 dogs. And you feel like, shit, I got to have him with me because if something happened, this motherfucker was too expensive to just be dying on me. You know what I'm saying? So I just feel like fighters gotta understand. When you in the gym and your coach is a chemist, and he needs to be focused because he's mixing his chemicals and he needs the product to come out damn near perfect. If you gotta worry about your kids, you gotta worry about your dogs, then we not in the gym. We at the fucking zoo. That's not what we doing.
Trainer Brian McIntyre, better known as Bomac, expects an exciting and highly competitive fight. He believes Tszyu's constant pressure, toughness, and willingness to trade will make Spence work hard from start to finish if the Australian is at his best. Even though Bomac expects Spence to face a serious challenge, he still gives the former unified champion the edge because of his experience, skill, and ability to deliver when the pressure is highest.
Those things are distracting to a fighter. Fighter don't think so because he being and saying, oh, I need to be comfortable. It's just like having your girl in the gym. You got your girl in the gym, and this other men in here, they got their drawers on, sweating and shit like that. And I'm saying it like that because you know niggas be training in that tight shit. They be having, man, my girl can't go to no weigh-ins and none of that. You want to go to the weigh-in for? Well, if a girl ever asks me that, I know what you trying to do. You pistol watching. I'm not taking you to no weigh-in. Go sit down somewhere. You know what I'm saying? So fighters need to understand, bro, that's distracting. Because if you catch your girl watching pistol, you gonna be on. Now you can't focus. Cause you like, yo, I saw you looking at Errol Spence, he's on the scale. What's up with you? Now you trying to check when she even been there. You know what I'm saying? But that's just old school that these young boys don't know nothing about. And when you talk like that, you want some corny. No, your girl be at the weigh-in, she be in the gym. You know what I mean? Because this is your time to lock in and focus. So, you know what I mean? I'm back at Derrick James. That's all I wanted to say. I'm back at Derrick James, man.
While respected trainer Derek Ennis, widely known as Bozy, highlighted Spence's high-volume punching as one of the most dangerous offensive tools in boxing. He believes the former champion's long layoff should not be a major problem as long as Spence makes the right adjustments, especially by adding more head movement to his defense. According to Bozy, if Spence can combine his non-stop work rate with better defensive awareness, he could become extremely difficult for Tszyu to deal with.
No doubt, no doubt. Bomac, I just want to ask you a couple things in boxing. How do you see the Errol Spence Tim Tszyu fight playing out, man?
Oh man, that's gonna be a great fight. If Errol gonna be himself, he should win. But we don't know what he got left.
Yeah.
So, if Tim come in and be himself, he'll push Errol to the edge.
Do you think that's like a true 50-50 fight, like a crossroad fight for both those guys?
No, I don't think so. I think Errol probably will.
Think Errol?
Yeah, I think he probably will.
As fight night gets closer, the talking is almost over, and now Errol Spence Jr. and Tim Tszyu must settle everything inside the ring and show who truly belongs at the top. If you enjoyed this video, make sure to like, subscribe, and share your prediction in the comments below. Who do you think wins this showdown, Errol Spence Jr. or Tim Tszyu?
I think that's gonna be a good fight, man. Everybody just sleeping on my man Spence, man. I think Spence gonna do what he's supposed to do, man. And then he fighting a guy that can really fight. You know what I mean? I'm not saying that, he's a good boxer, nothing, but he comes to fight. You know what I mean? So this is gonna be a good test for Spence, I think. And I think Spence gonna do well.
What should Spence add in this training camp for Tim Tszyu? He's been out of the ring for a while. Mm-hmm. What should he be doing?
What Spence should be doing? Spence should be Spence, man. But he must move his head though. Because Spence should come right at you and just throw the punches. He got to and work on and catching them shots. You know what I mean? If you ain't gonna move your head, you gotta catch some shots. You know what I mean? With your hands. You know?
Decision is stoppage. How's that fight at?
I think it's gonna be a stoppage. Somebody getting stopped. And you know I'm going with Spence, so